This video will go over how to plot your data by copying it from an Excel spreadsheet. Just copy and paste into our plot data wizard. So our plot data wizard is located at the top here, a little push pin with a green plus sign, and this is how you bring in your customers. This first screen gives an example of what a spreadsheet might look like, just broken up into different columns, and we took a look at that in a previous video on how I set up my data. All we do is click our next button, and it brings us to our select data screen. And in our previous video, we talked about how you can just pull in your Excel spreadsheet by browsing it. For this video, we're going to go over our copy and paste function. And this is if you just want to copy a chunk out of your Excel spreadsheet and paste it in. So now that I'm on this screen, I'm going to go back to my Excel spreadsheet. And so let's say that I want to pull in my first 15 entries. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the header, and I'm going to drag it across to the columns that I want to bring in. And then I just bring it down so that I can copy the initial ones that I want to bring in. So I'm going to just do Control-C, copy those, and then I'll pull back Map Business Online. I'm going to leave this checked to have it contain, to let it know that I'm containing the headers in this. And so what I can do is Control-V, paste them in, and now I have a chunk of entries to be plotted. If I want to go back, I can go back to my Excel spreadsheet, scroll down a little ways, grab another chunk, those same columns, just a different number, and Control-C, go back to Map Business Online, Control-V, and now it's going to ask me if I want to replace the ones that were already there with these new ones, or if I want to append them. I'm going to append them because I'm adding them to the existing list. And when I'm ready, I click my next button. The wizard will allow me to select my data columns. If I have the proper header set up in Excel for address, city, state, and so on, then the program is already going to be able to fill that out for me. If I have something like columns in my spreadsheet that contain like a ship to street and a bill to street, and it shows a bill to street, but I really want a ship to street, then I just need to grab it from the pull down list and let it know which column I'm plotting the street address by. Once again, it's just going to plot by whatever information that you're bringing in. So I'll click next. This next page for select more data columns is where you tell it the name of your data set. If you have a name column, that's great. The program's already going to fill that out for you. If you want a different name, then you just choose whatever you want from the pull-down list. And a name is just what happens when you move your mouse cursor over the point on the map. What's the first thing that's going to pop up? Callouts are just additional pieces of information besides the name and address that you can tie to each point so that you can pull up things like sales information or account owner. And you can always change this callout information, just so don't feel like you have to get it perfect the first time. Once we're ready, we just click plot, and it's going to bring in those locations on the map. With our standard plan, you can plot up to 100,000 locations per map, and with our pro version, you can plot up to 250,000 points per map. It'll ask if I want to color code my data. I'm going to say no for now because our color coding section is up here, and we're going to talk about that in a later video. Whenever you pull in data, you get this data window view, and this just shows all the information from your spreadsheet that you brought in. Things to note in here are there's a filter, so you can filter by any column of your spreadsheet. So if you just want to see the ones in a particular state, you can filter by that state column, or you could do by, in this case, my sales column. I could just do a sales range. I can export here if I want to export back out to a CSV. And if I want all my dots to look the same on the map, I can change their size, and I can change their color, and I can change their symbol right from here. We have a pretty extensive symbol set. But if you don't like the ones that we have, we do have this manage custom symbols so that you can bring in your own company logo, just bring in a small JPEG to represent the points. If I close out of the data window and need to get it back, the data window is at the end here. It looks like a calendar next to the car. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks and have a great day.